Would you forgive parents who tried to replace their dead child with you? I need to get something off my chest, and I honestly don't know if what I did makes me the bad guy here. I'm 19 now, and my entire life has been complicated in a way most people can't really understand. My parents had 4 kids before me, 3 older sisters and an older brother. When my brother was 14, he died. I never got to meet him because he passed away before I was born. But here's the thing, his death is literally the reason I exist. My parents were so consumed by grief that they decided to have another baby, hoping to somehow bring him back through me. They wanted to rebirth him. And from the moment I was born, they tried to turn me into him. I look almost exactly like my brother did. Same face, same build, everything. Except for one detail, my eyes. He had brown eyes, and I had blue eyes. You'd think that one difference wouldn't matter much, but it seemed to make everything worse for my parents. It was like that one distinction constantly reminded them that I wasn't actually him, and it brought out the worst in them. Growing up was a constant cycle of hot and cold. Sometimes my parents were loving and attentive, treating me like I was the center of their world. But the moment reality set in and they remembered I wasn't my brother, they'd become distant and cold. They'd shut me out completely, sometimes for months at a time. My 3 older sisters were old enough to remember our brother. They watched our parents try to replace him with me, and they hated it. They hated me for it, even though I had no control over any of it. They made it clear from early on that I would never be their brother, that I wasn't him. Even though I already knew that and never thought I was, they directed so much anger and resentment toward me anyway. The worst part was how obvious it all was to everyone around us. Teachers would ask questions about my name, because yes, my parents literally named me after him. They dressed me in his old clothes and made me keep my hair the exact same length he used to wear it. When I was 13, I couldn't take it anymore. I went and shaved all my hair off, trying desperately to become myself instead of living as a shadow. By that point, my sisters had all moved out. They only came back to visit our parents, never to see me. And my parents never acknowledged the resentment my sisters had toward me. Whenever I tried to bring it up, they'd shut down the conversation because apparently that kind of conflict was so unlike my brother. I also struggled in school because of 2 learning disabilities, but my brother never had any learning issues, so my parents refused to acknowledge mine. They wouldn't get me help or accommodations. I barely made it through school because of the educational neglect. I couldn't bring friends home either because the whole situation was too messed up. When I was younger, birthday parties were awkward disasters because my parents' obvious grief and mental health struggles made all the other parents uncomfortable. I'd end up having to answer questions I shouldn't have had to answer as a kid. A few people tried to intervene over the years. Some of my parents' friends attempted to tell them I wasn't my brother, that I was their youngest son and deserved to be seen as myself. But my parents cut out anyone who tried. They just walked out of their lives. I don't even know if we have extended family. I have no idea if my parents came from big families or small ones, because everyone's just gone. The last few years I lived at home were absolute hell. My parents would flip-flop between seeing me as him and completely ignoring my existence. They could go months thinking I was my brother, then months shutting me out and doing nothing for me. During lockdown, it got especially bad. When I turned 18, my girlfriend's parents let me move in with them, and I've been there ever since. I didn't speak to my parents for over a year after I left. I did reach out to my sisters, hoping maybe we could build some kind of relationship, but they made it crystal clear they don't want me in their lives and don't see me as their brother. That hurt, but honestly, I don't blame them. I'm still working on making peace with it. As much as it might hurt, I understand why they feel that way. As for my parents, I'm not even sure if I blame them, but part of me does. After a long period of silence, they started reaching out constantly, begging me to come home and asking why I left without saying anything. They kept saying they needed their son back. Instead of responding over text or phone, I decided to go see them face to face. I told them directly that I am not their son. I'm not the cast they keep trying to make me into. I can never be him, and I don't think a relationship between us would ever be healthy. I told them they need to let go and accept that I'm not their son. I said it that way specifically because they never saw me as me, only as him. I had to leave right after saying it because they both started having complete meltdowns. A few days later, I got a message from one of my sisters congratulating me on messing up her parents even more. That wasn't what I wanted to do. I didn't go there to hurt them. I just didn't know how else to handle it. But now I'm wondering if I'm the one in the wrong here. Should I have said it differently? Should I have just stayed away? I honestly don't know.
If you enjoyed this, you'll probably like the next story too.